came up on Fried Bologna, boy, what you expect?
Hello?
Hey, what's happening, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, you know me. I'm just doing what I do.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. And to our listeners out there, this is Tin Man TC.
And this your boy High IQ.
And this is the Fried Bologna podcast.
The podcast is as random as the Clippers trading Blake Griffin to Detroit in the heart of winter.
Oh, man, that is the most cold-hearted shit I've ever seen happen to a superstar. Okay, maybe not a superstar, but, you know, a star.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Star. They did him dirty. He was there for damn near a decade, and he found out the same way we found out. So,
shouts out to Twitter, breaking news to even you. Motherfuckers gonna find out.
To go from LA.
People are getting divorced on Twitter. They're gonna find out on Twitter that they're getting divorced and shit. They're gonna find out they just had a baby.
Lives, bruh. Twitter is ruining lives.
Man.
I wish I would find out over Twitter that I gotta go from LA to Detroit. No disrespect to Detroit, but it's sunny in fucking LA.
a little disrespect to Detroit, because there's no way I can choose about 30 cities I'd rather be in than Detroit. Hey, and Baltimore is one of them. And if I'm rather live in Baltimore than Detroit, something's wrong. Shouts out to all my folks out there in Baltimore. Be more, The Wire. What up?
Yeah, shouts out to Baltimore.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I just want to talk about this Clippers thing.
I'd rather live in Helena, Montana.
I don't know about fucking Montana. I don't know about that.
Yo,
Montana.
Montana's number 29. Detroit's 30.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, speaking of LA and Detroit, etc., want to talk about the Clippers, bruh. And we might as well go ahead and introduce a new segment.
Oh, a new segment, called, you say?
Yeah. Let's do it, man.
All right, what's up? What's the segment about?
We're gonna call it two things that don't mix. And
all right,
this is the first time we're doing this, and with the Clipper trade, we might as well keep it real. So, two things that don't mix: the Los Angeles Clippers and being taken serious, flat out.
Hey, can I give the new segment so far? I'm liking where you're taking this, but I just want to take a second and good shit. You're so
appreciate
right,
it, bruh. Yeah. Now, where to begin? First off, let me say this. I'm not a diehard Clipper fan, but, you know, me residing in L.A. for a number of years, it was either the Lakers or the Clippers. I choose to root for the Clippers.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
But they make it fucking hard. They make it fucking hard, though, bruh, and I'll tell you why. And to quote AI, we're not even talking about the actual game. We're not talking about the game, the shit that matters. We talking about just the fucking organization. And it's like, where do you fucking start, right? Okay. First off, I love Doc. When Doc came, I was like, oh, this is dope, man. You know, he's flat out told CP3, you ain't did shit yet. I was like, damn, we about to get on the right track. But then Doc just goes ahead and says, hey, everybody, we're going to bring a backup point guard, and it's going to be my son.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen in the National Basketball Association. That shit happens in maybe college, routinely in high school. But NBA, the coach's son gets a job? Nah. So I was like, okay, that's one thing. The other thing is, as far as commentary goes, they can't even get that shit right. They had a dope-ass play-by-play announcer named Mike Smith, played in the league, loved the Clippers, was an actual diehard fan. They fired him in early 2017 and got Bruce Bowen, bow tie wearing Bruce Bowen.
Yeah.
He offers nothing to the commentary. Yeah, nobody. Ray Allen hates Bruce Bowen to this day.
Bowen should be a Spurs commentator.
Right? Whose idea was it to say, hey, let's get Bruce on the phone?
Yeah,
I don't
think
get
Sean
it.
Elliott is the Spurs, but that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. So then we move on to the, I guess, basketball operations side, right? And I'm not even going to talk about the Blake Griffin trade yet. I'm going to talk about when I was a child and the Clippers had everybody thinking that this was the year that was going to turn everything around. I think it was 2003. I don't know if you remember this, but at one point in time, the Clippers had Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson, Lamar Odom, Corey Maggette, and Elton fucking Brand on the same team. And to make it even better, they all knew each other prior to making the league. They all liked each other. They all got along. And then somebody in the Clippers organization was like, you know what? Jeff McGinnis, who was the point guard at the time, he's just not quite cutting it. We need a point guard. Let's just ship Darius Miles. At the time, who was KG 2.0. At the time, who was having an amazing season. He was showing progress.
Right.
They traded Jeff McGinnis for Andre Miller. Then shit hit the fan, and then we got back to getting first round exits. So then we fast forward. They got a 6'10" Omega Red Power Malone. Yeah, is he prone injury? Yeah, he gets hurt. But at the same time, he was your superstar. You signed him for like $140 million fucking dollars.
Wait, are we talking about the crackhead?
Huh?
Are we talking about the crackhead?
Who's the crackhead?
Oh,
No, we're not talking about Lamar yet. We're bouncing around, but we're talking about Blake now. We're talking about Blake.
Oh, you're talking about Blake. Okay, gotcha. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Shouts out to Lamar. But they have a 6'10" power forward who is super athletic. Mid-range game is so-so, maybe subpar, but he gets buckets and he gets rebounds. He gets you what you need when he's out there. And you pay him all this fucking money, and then you decide to just like, you know what? Let's ship him to Detroit and just get some pieces. In hopes of making room so you can try to get LeBron? Come on, bruh.
Yeah, why would LeBron go to a sorry-ass team?
What are you going to convince? Like, what can you say?
Although LeBron is playing for a shitty-ass team, LA. Too.
True. Yeah. So they trade Blake. Now, I think the summer before that, they almost lost DeAndre because DeAndre, well, technically, he did sign with the fucking Dallas Mavericks, right? And again, this is the shit I'm talking about. We heard reports of Blake, Doc, Austin, and CP3 going to DJ's house to console him to make sure he's making the right decision. What other team does that? What other team has players consoling him and making sure he makes the right decisions? That's a grown man. If he wants to leave LA and go to Dallas, let it be.
Hey, well, actually, I kind of fucked with that. Like, I thought that was a great gesture. Man. That's just me, man. If you enjoy playing with somebody and you think you can succeed with them, I would try to convince them to stay.
Bruh, I get it, but it's the National Basketball Association. At the end of the day, they always say it's a business. I'm like, if I'm the Clippers, I'm like, it sucks losing DJ, but to be honest, we got bigger things we got to worry about. I would just be like, let's move on. He left. Let's keep it pushing. And turns out the nigga's gonna leave anyway. He's trying to go to Houston. ASAP.
Well, now because things are falling apart more than they were back then. Like, things were still pretty good back when DeAndre was on was about to sign with the Mavs. Like, but now,
true.
I wouldn't like if I was DeAndre. I'd get out of there as fast as I could.
Yeah. And then you just let CP3 just go to Houston and have the year of his fucking life. And here we are. It's just Lou Williams. Shout out to Lou. DJ and Doc right now.
Yeah.
Austin's hurt.
Austin, the star of the team.
Yeah. Austin is your point guard, your starting point guard.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know where we go from here when it comes to the Clippers organization. It just feels like, play aside, just the operations. It's just on some amateur shit. It's like if the Clippers were like a corporate business. It seems like on your first day there, they walk you over to your desk and you realize, like, wait a minute, there's no fucking desktop computer at my desk, and they tell you, oh well, yeah, we just use our iPhones for work. Shit like that. That's the type of shit you deal with when you're working with the Clippers.
You left out the Don Sterling shit.
And you know why? You know why I left that shit out? Because it's voided. Because we got on Donald for doing all that. Is his name Donald?
Don Sterling. Yeah.
Yeah. We got on him for saying all this crazy racist shit. But turns out, a couple years later, we put somebody in office that's just as worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's funny how the world works. Donald Sterling is not good enough to be an owner of a basketball team for saying some shit like that, but Donald Trump and all the crazy shit he said, that's okay for a president of the United States. That I will never understand it, man. America's fucking crazy. While we're segueing, if it's cool, I want to wish you a happy Black History Month.
Same to you. Same to you, bro.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna start taking this holiday month more seriously and appreciating my blackness. My people, celebrating them more and appreciating it more, because the way the world is, man, you realize what you are. You look at yourself in the mirror one day when you're old enough to just see the world for what it is. You see people that look like you get killed by police. And then those people who kill them get off. You see yourself or people get looked over for jobs for no other reason but because you're black. You get people who don't say thank you for you holding the door open for them because they look at you like you're lesser than them. I think it just took those instances that happened in my life for me to really start appreciating my blackness. My parents really raised me to be a proud black man, but you start to see the way things work, man, and it just I can't change what I am, so you got to embrace it and love it and use it to your advantage.
Damn, that was well said, bro. Yeah, and I agree with everything you said. Because I've experienced the same shit you mentioned, being looked at as lesser than, being, I guess, stereotyped, no matter how I present myself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, shouts out to this month.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy. We only got 28 days.
Yeah. But, take what we can get at this point. But, also, Black history is American history. Let's not forget that. Thank you for the month, white folks. And I don't mean white folks specifically. I mean those white folks who deem this month to be appropriate for us to have. But this should happen in our country's history. It is all of our history. This should happen. Not just the parts that are palatable, for history books and for history classes. The really heinous shit happened in this country. And it is our history. So embrace that too. And that goes for all Americans.
Damn. Yeah. I second that. Well said, bro.
And speaking of niggas, I was gonna save this for my unfuckwittable, but through the course of this call, I realized I want to address something else for my unfuckwittable. So let's just talk about that short video of your boy, Floyd Money Mayweather, walking into the motherfucking octagon. Yo, IQ, I hope, and I don't pray because My religious beliefs don't allow me to pray. But I do pray that stupid rich motherfucker doesn't get in the octagon with Conor McGregor.
Hey man, here's the thing about that. Do I think he's going to get in the octagon? I think he is. I think he is. I think he's going to get in the octagon.
That is terrible, terrible news to me.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think. I think there's going to be like a catch.
Like a WWE element
like
to it?
Yeah. I think it's going to be like on some limited rules, not like full MMA rules or some bullshit like that. The thing is, though, I can't support it. It makes a mockery of both boxing and MMA.
More of a mockery than the first fight?
Yeah, what a fucking joke that was. Shame on us.
Yeah,
shame on consumers. But
that is true.
And the only other thing I have to say about this, because I do think it's going to happen. I do think he's going to fight Conor. I just kind of want it to be over for Floyd as far as boxing goes.
I wish he just faded to the sunset.
Yeah, you got the last laugh, like for real. And I'm not gonna say it tarnishes his legacy, but my dude, like, why do you keep doing this? Like, why can't you just enjoy
gimmick.
life? Yeah.
And
If the check is right, he'll do it.
He's going to get his leg broken from getting kicked in his leg. Unless that's not allowed. But if it's MMA rules, which it should be, because it was full boxing rules.
Right.
If Conor was smart, which he's a very smart UFC fighter, he would just attack his leg with just leg kicks. And you're going to see Floyd Mayweather's legs just snap. And the fight's going to be over within a minute and a half of the first round or less.
Yeah.
He deserves to get his ass kicked if he thinks he should get in an octagon. Floyd, I know you're a big fan of the show. I usually have nothing but good things to say about you. But you deserve to get your ass kicked if you step inside the octagon with an MMA fighter. You fucking moron.
Yeah. It's the same way Conor deserved to get his ass kicked when he got in the boxing ring.
Absolutely.
It just doesn't.
But there was only one way Conor
me,
McGregor could lose in the boxing ring. By just getting punched. Floyd Mayweather is going to get himself severely hurt.
Yeah. Like if it's full MMA rules, there's a high possibility Floyd will be taking a trip to Snap City. Shit gets snapped up in MMA, bruh. You know?
Yes, it does.
So
every day, two qualified MMA fighters.
Yeah, man. And I'm a fan of both of them, you know, but I'm kind of over the Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, cool kids thing. Like I enjoyed the first, build up to the big fight in the lunchroom, but second time around, I'm good. I don't need to see this shit, you know. So,
I agree.
Well, let me ask you this though. Is it just? Do you think Floyd is addicted to just the fame? Let's just say, because I don't know. Usually, when a fighter retires and they keep coming back, usually the first thing that comes up is a money issue.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just say because Floyd makes so much money, let's just say
we can assume it's not a money issue.
It has, yeah. But it has to be just he's addicted to fame, right? He can't stay out the limelight, right?
Right. I can agree with that.
Fuck.
I think he really enjoys being the center of attention. He really enjoys the headlines. Hey, I think one of the reasons that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have a problem with Donald Trump, I think he sees a lot of himself in Donald Trump. And I see that I don't say that affectionately, obviously. So I think Floyd is addicted to the headlines. He's a narcissist. Don't get me wrong. Floyd Mayweather, as much work as he's put in the sport of boxing and as dominant as he's been and how talented he is, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I understand why and how he could be a narcissist in his sport. And because of the work he put in. Nobody works harder than Floyd Mayweather. But all of that paid dividends. He can really enjoy the spoils of his career. Why didn't he just chill out and do that?
Right. And then the people that are listening to this, they're going to call us haters because the rebuttal to that is, well, it's easy money. Like, if you're going to keep coming back and they're going to keep giving him big paydays, why not come back? But the thing is this, he retired. So I'm looking at it like, if he's such a smart businessman, he's made a good investments. To me, all that knowledge you soaked up, you could apply to something else and make more money. Right? Like,
in theory, absolutely.
It shouldn't, at this point, it shouldn't have to be, I have to fight to make big paydays.
We're talking $300 million in 30 minutes. Like, that's insane. That's an insane return on your investment. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't co-sign it. I mean, as far as like a smart decision for sports, a smart decision for your age, no, it's a terrible decision to make to potentially get your ass kicked in a sport that you dominated just for a payday. But on the other side, it's like, at 60 years old, if they paid me $60 million to get in the ring, yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, I understand that mentality too, even though we don't want to see shit like that.
But the problem is, I mean, you know me, I'm a big believer in history repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like this only ends one way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It ends badly. You keep testing your luck.
That ass whoop is gonna catch up. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
You're gonna get knocked out the ring. Roy Jones got knocked out the ring. Bernard Hopkins got knocked out the ring. That's not a coincidence.
Got knocked out the ring, literally.
And them two niggas
and that's the thing. When it ends
best.
bad.
One of them was called the Executioner.
When it ends bad, and then he later was called the Alien because everybody's like, how is he so old and he's still whipping people half his age? But then that shit happened. He got knocked out the ring, bruh. Okay? And that's the thing. When it ends bad, it ends really bad. It ends like Black Twitter is going crazy bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You couldn't be more right. But I do want to talk about one thing that I saw online that got me excited, and then I immediately thought it was a terrible idea, and that I heard that there's going to be a Martin reboot.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this shit.
Yeah, because I think we're both really big Martin fans. Martin, I feel Martin was the Black Seinfeld. I feel like that show should be on TBS every day, like Seinfeld should be, or that Seinfeld is, and deservingly so. 'Cause Seinfeld's a great show, but I think Martin, that show was just so good. It deserves syndication just like Seinfeld. I love Martin, but I think he captured a time, and you can't emulate that. You can't recreate that. You got to leave Martin where it is. With Tommy still alive, with Gina and Martin, that relationship not severed. Like, you got to leave it where it is, man. Trying to redo that, trying to recapture that, man, it's not gonna be good. As much as I love Martin.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I really don't want that shit to come back. I would rather just rewatch all the old episodes, man.
Yeah.
And plus, it's like you said, it's not gonna be the same because Tommy dead, bruh. You know what I mean?
Still don't got no job though.
It's like,
rest in peace, Tommy.
Tommy, yeah, R.I.P, man. But yeah, I really hope that shit don't come back, bruh. Now I will say, I do hope Martin gets together with Will and just makes Bad Boys 3.
I would love that.
Just so we can have the third movie, it's only right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's just a repackaged version of the second one. Like, I don't give a fuck. I want to see Martin and Will in another movie.
Yeah. Well, the public demands that shit, man. The public needs that shit, man. They actually have good chemistry. I'm surprised they haven't done more movies together, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I love that shit. I think Martin listens to this show. I know Will does. Yeah, can y'all, I don't know who y'all got to talk to. Fucking who? Wes Craven, Steven Spielberg, Scorsese. I don't know. Talk to somebody. Get that shit done.
Yeah, man. Get it done. Cut those checks and get it done, man.
Mm-hmm. And we can be consultants, so cut those checks.
So speaking of Will and Martin, kind of random question for you.
What's up?
Gun to your head, you can only watch one show the rest of your life. It's Fresh Prince or Martin.
It's gonna be
Who
Martin.
you going with? Fuck! I'm going Fresh Prince, bro. I'm going Fresh Prince.
All right. Well, you tell me why you pick Fresh Prince, and I'll tell you why I pick Martin.
I just feel like me growing up as a kid, I kind of resonate a little bit more with Fresh Prince. Like I could relate to Will's character more than I could with Martin's character. So a lot of the shit Will was doing was a lot more funnier to me than Martin shit.
Gotcha.
As a kid growing up. And then the dynamic of him and Carlton and Uncle Phil, that shit was some classic shit, bro. And that shit was on NBC, and that was one of the most popular shows at that time.
Rest in peace to Uncle Phil.
That was dope, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. But why do you pick Martin?
Martin had more hilarious moments. Like, I'm talking beyond funny. Like, the fucking New Jack City scene. Bruh man coming through the window. Like, these weren't just funny. Like, Shanae talking shit to Pam and Gina.
Jerome.
Like, these were hilarious. Like, if there was DVR back then or live TV where you can pause it, like, you would have to pause it and finish cracking up before you could start because you're going to miss something. Like, Fresh Prince was a very funny show. I love the Fresh Prince. But Martin, oh my God, that show was fucking hilarious. And his improvisation, like, you know, now that I'm older, I can tell where he likely improv'd his lines or, you know, he was a physical comedian too. The time he got fucking beat up by Marvelous Marvin Hagler and he walked into the room with the big ass head. Like, come on, yo. Like, that shit is hilarious. His mom always talking shit to Gina about her big ass head. Like, yo, Martin, that was an iconic show. I pick Martin hands down 7 days a week, 10 times out of 10, gun to my head. Got to live with it the rest of my life. Like, no hesitation.
But the thing though with Fresh Prince is every now and then they would sprinkle that real shit in there. And you know what I'm about to bring up.
Yeah, I know. Hey.
Uncle Phil, why he don't want me, man? I was like, bruh, Bruh.
Hey.
Hey, man. Allergies started kicking up, man. First time I saw that shit, I was like, that's some real shit.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
And
they sprinkled that real shit in there.
And that nigga Will got shot. He took a bullet for Carlton. Will caught one and never dropped a rap album.
See, that's what I'm saying. You was getting that like real life drama with Fresh Prince.
And Tisha Campbell, who played Gina, was also in an episode of Fresh Prince. Do you know what episode that was?
Damn, I remember that. Nah.
Oh, see, you ain't a real fan, obviously. It was the episode with the earthquake. And he and Gina were stuck under stuck in the attic or something. And Will was hiding under the table. He's like, no, the ground moved. You don't understand. The ground moved. And and then Gina like broke off her nails. And he like dropped him. He's like, and then he like opens his head to drop him on the ground. He looks so disgusted.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, Fresh Prince had moments, but Martin, dude, that. And they never changed Gina in the middle of the show and just expected us to be okay with it. Like they did Aunt Viv. Shout out to the dark skin Aunt Viv.
But, oh yeah, she's still salty about that shit.
Yeah, she should be. And they replaced her with a light skinned woman. They should replace her with another dark skinned woman. Come on.
Yeah, man, that's how it go, man. That's how it go, man. She got that dirty, man. But I gotta say this about Fresh Prince also. They did bless us with prime Nia Long. They did bless us with. They did bless us with a. I guess was it prime? It was like pre-prime Tyra Banks.
Amen.
You don't remember that, do you?
Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, shit, do I remember that? Hell yeah, I remember that. Worked in the fucking bookstore at ULA. Carlton was the peacock.
That whack ass college, and then last but not least, they gave us the GOAT TV show theme song, bruh. I mean, how many shows start with a rap?
Not very many. Homeboys in Outer Space, I think, is the only other one.
See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta pick the Fresh Prince off of that shit.
Nah.
Real life drama.
You pose a good argument.
Intro.
You pose a good argument. You're just wrong, is all.
Damn, we gotta.
Yeah, there's gonna be a poll. We'll put the poll up the day that this podcast goes live. I'm with that.
So switching gears here. Another random ass question for you. Saw this on the internet, and I was like, "Damn, this is a tough ass question, bruh." So, if you're like me, when you're at work, you're contemplating suicide. Person comes up to you at your job while you're working, opens up a big ass duffel bag, and in the duffel bag is $800 million.
That's a big ass duffel bag.
It's humongous, yeah.
Do you know how much $1 million weighs in hundreds?
It's literally the biggest duffel bag in the world.
No. So, do you know how much $1 million weighs in hundreds?
I've never weighed $1 million. No.
Yeah. I picked up $1 million before. I used to work at a bank, and it was a part of like the vault tour. $1 million weighs about 20 pounds.
Okay, so this guy with superhuman strength comes in with $800 million to your job, and it's like, hey, bruh, it's all yours. The only thing is, if you take it, you can't have sex ever again.
Oh, shit.
Do you take the money?
Wait, you mean like vaginal intercourse? Or could I get BJ'd?
BJs are fine, but as far as like
I can live.
intercourse, that's not happening.
All right. I mean,
bullshit. But, okay, but here's the thing. See,
I mean,
I knew you
don't get me wrong.
I
I prefer slapping bellies. But if I have $800 million, I can probably get my dick sucked every day.
But see, the thing about that is, like, you got to understand this. $800 million, what that brings, that levels up, that powers you up to a whole different type of woman.
Yeah.
So it's like you're mingling with supermodels. You're talking to Halle Berry. Oh, hold on, Halle. I gotta switch lines. Nia Long's calling me. Shit like that. And you mean to tell me that you're okay with not doing a horizontal mambo with all these supermodel chicks, all these actresses?
Listen, bro.
Come on, bro.
Listen. Like you said, that kind of money brings a whole different caliber of women, which means I can have as many of those women at the same time sharing my Johnson. Like, don't get me wrong.
You can't dive in, though.
Again, I would prefer to have sex. However, for $800 million, I'd be okay with just getting a little sloppy toppy as often as I wanted it.
Okay, all right. Better question and follow-up question to that then. Just be real, be honest. You take the money, you agree to never have sex again. Ballpark. How many years would it take for you to be like, hey, this shit fucking sucks? All this fucking money. We say like 2 years?
It wouldn't take long. Yeah, maybe 2 years. Or 2 months, because you get to see the caliber of chicks that are just willing to slob on your knob. Which means they likely would be willing to allow you to put the beats upon their private parts. So, it wouldn't take long at all. However, I just go buy myself something, make me feel better.
One of those realistic sex dolls, like the best sex doll money could buy.
My shit would have so many upgrades. I'd have like a fucking spoiler on it, fucking rims, NOS. Like, that sex doll would be leveled up.
Spend $600 million on the sex doll. You still got $200 million left. Fuck it, right? That's how you cheat the game.
Oh man, because I guess, hey, that doesn't count in having sex? Like that's technically masturbation.
Yeah.
So you can.
I would have to agree.
You can get your members slobbered on as often as you want from real women, and then you can go fuck your mostly realistic sex doll. I think I'd make it.
But then, like you all of a sudden you hear like a slight whisper. You're like, psst, psst, psst. And it's that tiny voice in the back of your head, and it says to you, "Bruh, you damn near worth $1 billion, and you having sex with a doll." And it only gets stronger, month after month.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's rough. And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, this is the life I chose." So, then I just go buy something to silence that voice. And me and Misty, my sex doll.
Unhappiness.
What's that?
The fastest path to unhappiness: buying something to make yourself feel better. Oh yeah. Anyone who does it, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Me and Misty, my sex doll, will have a night on the town. I don't care who's gonna judge me, motherfucker. I could buy you and sell you and buy you all over again. Like you'd sell me a limb. You know what I'm saying? That's how much money I got. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I give it 3 months. You're like, hey, bro, fuck this shit. Yeah.
Hey, we're pretty far into the podcast, and if it's okay with you, I'd like to introduce my unfuckwittable of the week.
Nobody can touch you.
Oh shit, let's do this.
Nobody.
So, we've talked about this gentleman before, and neither of us are fans of his music. We think he's a cornball. We just don't get it. And the guy I'm referring to is Drake. This guy does some very questionable things, and I want to address one thing in particular. So my unfuckwittable for the week is Drake. Now, something's a little off about this guy, and I don't think anybody really takes time to dissect the psychology of Aubrey Graham. So I'm not sure if you've ever paid attention to his tattoos, but this motherfucker's got tattoos of other men on him. And these are men that he's not related to. Now, one might argue he's just paying homage, or whatever, homage to these people and their greatness. I think that's a great explanation, but I choose to dive a little deeper. Drake has tattoos of other men on him that he's idolized, that are actually fathers to other people. And I think that stems from the lack of male influence on Drake's life when he needed it most. And those are his whole life. I believe Drake didn't grow up really having a relationship with his father. I think he was just raised by his mother. Is that right? I don't know his story, but I think that is his story, right?
You know what? I don't know, but I think you might be wrong. I think that nigga had a daddy in his life. I don't know though.
Okay.
I want to say he had a daddy.
Yo, okay. I can take this either way. Drake did not have a strong male figure in his life. One that he looked up to, he idolized enough to either tattoo them on himself, or that he loved enough and respected enough not to tattoo other men on him. You need... Dad, I'm a father myself, obviously. I've said that many times before. And I think fathers are very downplayed as a parent. You know, we all love our mothers if we're fortunate enough to have good moms. We all love our mothers and appreciate them for, you know, bringing us into this world. But our mothers didn't bring us into this world by themselves. It also took a father. And those of us who are fortunate enough to have our fathers a part of raising us, we know how lucky we are for them to teach us things and show us the way that our mothers couldn't, just because, just like a young girl can't get the same, the same kind of guidance from their father that they could get from their mother, a man can't get it from his mother that he could really get it from his father. And I think Drake lacked that, which is why he tattoos other men on him. I don't know if Drake is at the proper age, but somebody needs to adopt him. Denzel, Steve Harvey, I don't know, Jay-Z. Somebody needs to adopt Drake, a strong male figure, to teach this man how to be a man and not tattoo other men on his body. You know who else does that shit? Everybody's favorite pussy, Kevin Durant. He's got other men tattooed on him as well. And we know he didn't have a strong male figure in his life either. So there's something to this. That is all.
That's actually I think, you know, I'm not gonna even lie. I think that's actually a great theory. Because, you know, I had a father in my life, and my father, I would say he's pretty tatted up. And
shout out to
I can
IQ
recall
Senior.
being, like a young, yeah, shouts out. I can recall being like a young kid and be like, "Hey, I want to get tattoos like you." First thing that came out of his mouth was, "Well, let me tell you this. Think twice before you put a woman's name tatted on your body, and definitely never get another dude's name tatted on your body unless he saved your fucking life or he's closely related to you." These are rules that I learned at age 8. You know, but niggas going through life not even knowing this, thinking it's okay to tattoo Tupac because they like his
Because they like
Dear
his
Mama.
fucking
Doesn't make any
music.
sense.
What?
Don't get me wrong.
That's just wild.
Don't get me. I love Pac. I love Big. I mean, they're the goats. But I've never even come close to consider like tattooing. I never even thought about tattooing lyrics on me.
No.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think there's something there, bro. I think you might be right. Yeah.
Listen, man, I took 1 semester of psychology, and if there's one thing I learned is I do not like academically reading, and that's why I only took that class for 1 semester, because no thank you. I did not want to read theories for the rest of my fucking life.
Oh shit! But you know what? You bring up an interesting point though, because we're getting older, and there's a younger generation, right? Even though we're both considered millennials, there's a lot of people out there that are younger than us.
Yeah,
right?
and we're nothing alike.
I've noticed. Yeah, right. One thing I've noticed is it seems like some people in our generation and the younger generation, even if they have father figures in their lives, they're not being taught like what it means to actually be a man. They're not getting like man life lessons. They're just getting guidance like, hey, go get a job, go to college, do this and do that. But they're not being taught like the game. Like, this is why motherfuckers can't even approach a female.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless it's behind a fucking computer screen. They don't know. They've never been taught any of this shit. They don't know what it means to stand tall. They don't know what it means to, like, stand behind your word. Be loyal.
A stand-up
None
guy.
of this shit. Right. It's not ingrained in them.
Right. You're right. And
that's why these niggas is lost out here.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of lost souls out there. I mean, half of them are rappers. So, yeah, you're right.
99% of them is rappers. Yeah.
I agree with that premise as well too. I'm sorry. I gotta switch gears because this shit's been on my mind since last night. The Grand Big Mac is back, Jack. There was a time where I quit McDonald's, and it was a good like 2 years or 3 years that I didn't eat McDonald's. And then I saw this commercial about the Grand Big Mac, and the Big Mac is my favorite burger. I know that McDonald's is not real food. I'm aware. But the Big Mac is my favorite burger, man. There's just something about that fucking burger that just is so delicious. And then I heard they made a bigger one. Yes, a bigger Big Mac. And I broke my retirement to try it. I'm trying this Big Mac. And it was everything I dreamed of. It was a bigger Big Mac. I can kill a regular Big Mac in about 3 bites. But this shit is like maybe 2.5 Big Macs in one, yo. And So I went to McDonald's last night with my daughter. She wanted some chicken nuggets. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. My 2-year-old daughter wants some chicken nuggets. I got them for her. We don't do that shit every day. My kid's not fat. To all you thinking about judging me. And I saw on the menu that the Grand Big Mac was back, and my ears perked up. I was so excited. I took a picture of it. I sent it to one of my homies. And, yo, I'm not sure if you tried the Grand Big Mac, homie. You got to. To all you listeners out there who don't give a fuck about what they put in their bodies, go try that Grand Big Mac. It's fucking worth it, yo. Just do that shit. Do it for yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do fucks with Big Macs, and let's keep it real. Big Macs low-key changed the game. Let's be honest here. They changed the fucking game.
And for those of you who don't know what a Big Mac is, I'm sorry to cut you off, IQ. I truly am. But a Big Mac is 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
That's straight from the fucking commercial. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say a burger is a burger's good when it brings niggas out of retirement. Yeah. I haven't eaten McDonald's probably in like 2 years, but now I'm fucking tempted.
You should.
However, I see your Big Mac, and I raise you with Mighty fucking wings, bruh.
I've never had a Mighty
When them
wing.
shits come back, oh God. Well, that's the thing about Mighty Wings. I don't know if it's just like a LA thing or LA/hood thing, because don't get it twisted. You're not going to Silicon Valley and finding a McDonald's that has Mighty Wings. You got to be on like Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. But
well, if I go to Silicon Valley, they probably have a
shits is
kale
good as
Big
fuck.
Mac or some shit.
Yeah, all
Fucking
organic
tofu
Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gluten-free Big
kill
Mac.
that shit. Yeah, that's too fucking healthy, man. But yeah, next time they bring them back, I will let you know. You got to try these Mighty Wings.
Please do.
dope.
Hey, I like how McDonald's be fucking dropping their food like a Beyonce album. It just happens and you just get there and find out. Or you see an ad on Twitter or something. Like McDonald's just be dropping shit. Like all of a sudden the McRib will be back. All of a sudden the Shamrock Shake will be back. The Grand Big Mac will be back.
Yeah.
Jack. And dude, that shit's so exciting. Like, yo, McDonald's, shouts out to you. Y'all been strong in the game for quite some time. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what you really put in your food. I don't even know if it really is food. But keep doing what you're doing, man. You got no complaints from me or my, cholesterol level.
Yeah, or your heart. Yeah, man. Two quick stories about McDonald's though. Random. When I was like I was probably like in the 3rd grade. I went to school with a kid, and his dad actually wrote one of the jingles for McDonald's.
Oh shit!
And that's when I learned. I was like, you know what? McDonald's must pay really well for these fucking jingles. That motherfucker was coming up in the school, picking up his son, looking like fucking Diddy.
Whoa!
Like, gold chains.
Are you talking about I'm Loving
Corvettes. It wasn't the I'm Loving It. I can't remember. All I know was it came out a long time ago, back when. Nah, it wasn't that. It was like way before that. It was like remember when they had those commercials and it was like some like moon face dude. I don't know if you remember that. Whatever that nigga was singing, he wrote that.
Shit.
Yeah. So that was kind of dope. The other story I got, speaking of fucking Big Macs, is a kid on my high school football team. We used to call him Hoss because that nigga never got full. We went to McDonald's one day after practice, and I watched that dude eat 6.5 Big Macs.
Are you shitting me?
In one sitting. Yeah, like true story. Like, and they ate that shit like it was nothing, right? washed it down with a Coke, and had a small fry with that shit, right?
Did you tell that story at his eulogy?
That's the thing, though. Here's the funny shit. So he eats that shit, and we're all looking at this dude in amazement because it's like eating 2 Big Macs is a feat.
Oh, I can kill 2 Big Macs, no problem. By the way, bruh, I can kill 2 Big Macs.
Oh my god,
like nothing.
That's fucking nuts, man. Anything past 2 Big Macs, I'm like, okay, you're really about that life. So he ate that shit, and we were like probably kicking it with him after he ate it for about like another 2 hours. And he was fine, right? Mm-hmm. The only thing though is something happened because that nigga didn't show up to school the next day for 3 fucking days. The next day he was missing in action, missed practice and everything and shit, right? And so by the 3rd day we started tripping like, oh shit, this nigga died? Like we started tripping. Came back on the 4th day, and I think the only reason why he came back on the 4th day is because like if you miss, they had this rule back in the day at my school, if you miss like 3 days of 3 consecutive days of school, you don't get to play in the game. Right. So he came back on the 4th day.
Did he get his stomach?
He was looking all skinny. Like he lost like 10 pounds. We were like, man, what happened with you, man? It's those fucking Big Macs, huh? He's like, nah, I just got sick. I had the flu. Like, bruh, you lost 20 pounds in 3 days after you had those Big Macs. Just say it. Just take the L. Them Big Macs fucked you up. Still never admitted it, man. But safe to say, it was those fucking Big Macs.
Yeah. That'll do it. I stopped eating Big Macs for something similar. I didn't get sick. I just felt sick with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just was disgusted at me. Like, they had this deal. You get like 4 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and 2 drinks for like $10 or some shit. Like, it was a crazy deal. And me and the homie got high. And we was like, yeah, we're getting that shit. And, you know, we had our 2 Big Macs, our large fry, and our sweet tea. And I had a moment of reckoning. I was like, what did I just put inside of me? What did I put inside of me, yo? I was like, I gotta stop. And that was the last day I had McDonald's for like 3 years. And then, of course, like I said earlier, the Grand Big Mac enticed me to come back. And now I can't quit this shit.
Man, that's how they get you, man. Bringing shit back. But what's crazy is there's certain establishments I pass by, and I shake my head. I be like, I can't believe I ate that shit as a kid. Like, to this day, I can't even consider eating anything from fucking Taco Bell.
I haven't had Taco Bell in years.
Yeah. But it's not on some shit like I got sick. It was more so just the fact that I can't believe I ate that shit so much when I was younger. It's just like I can't do it as an adult. I can't.
Taco Bell,
and the other thing is,
has so many weird ass fucking dishes. Like shit that they've got a mad scientist in the creative lab. Yeah. That motherfucker just be like, you have your segment 2 things that don't mix. He's got a segment like 10 things that should never be in one fucking between a shell. Like, that's what he's got.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait till they get a load of this shit. Yeah. That's why I stopped fucking with it, because it was getting a little too extreme for me, you know? And then the other thing is fucking Wiener Schnitzel. Fuck that shit.
Oh,
Can't do it.
I put the homie on that Angus beef Wiener Schnitzel chili cheese dog. And he was addicted to that shit for a minute. And if he's listening, he knows exactly who he is. Like he visited, we got fucking high. And I was like, yo, have you had that Angus beef dog from Wiener Schnitzel? He's like, nah, man. We went, got 2 of them shits a piece. And since then, he would hit me up every time he would have one. And it would be like once a week.
Damn.
Yeah. Them shits were so good. Man. But I haven't had Wiener Schnitzel in years either.
Yeah, when I used to go, it was always the same shit. I just always used to get two fucking corn dogs and a chili cheese fry, man, and a Coke. Those were the times, man. Can't do that shit no more, though.
Nah, man.
Those days are over.
Yeah, your body just don't handle it the same way.
Yeah, shit gets real.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
We gotta give a shout out though. We gotta give a shout out to the homie D Stu. Just had a baby boy. Congrats to
D Stu. Yes,
him and wifey. Yeah,
congratulations. That is a handsome young man y'all got there. And yeah, congrats, man. Your life is never gonna be the same. And I mean that in the most beautiful way, man. Like, this shit is real. Congrats. I couldn't be more happy for you. I wish a few more of my homies would have some babies. And I won't call out names, but you know who you are.
We got time. We got time.
All right. Whatever.
I'm good, man. I'm good right now. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you though. You know, like sometimes I see like a little kid playing in the park, like, oh man, you know what? I want a child. You know, but then I see a kid just throwing a temper tantrum at like a store. I'm like, you know, I can wait. I'll wait another year. I don't know, bruh.
Hey, my kid has her moments. You know, she has her moments. She's 2. She's still learning. She has her moments where she gets out of pocket, and then you just put her right back in. I've been really adamant about putting the fear in my daughter, and it's working. I don't even have to like when she acts up, she gets pinched. I've gotten to a point where the threat of a pinch is enough to get her back in line. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes she's really trying to, you know, take it there. But for the most part, man, I don't have to pinch her. I tell her, you know, if I tell her to do something, she doesn't do it. I say, you know, don't do it, because if you do it, you know what's going to happen. And she say, I'll get pinched. And I said, all right, then. And then she stops. So,
damn.
Yeah, that's
good parenting.
it's working, man. It's working. I'm getting to a point where I don't have to pinch her. Just the threat is enough for her. So parenting ain't easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of reinforcement. That's the part that's not fun, you know. But it's important. The parts that are fun is I get to take her to the park. We play, we dance, we do all the goofy shit. That shit is that's just the stuff you look forward to. The other discipline stuff, or having to stay up late because either they're sick or they're crying, that's not the fun stuff. But it's all worth it. It's, you know, it makes everything worth it. So, if it's hard work, if being a parent is not all sunshine and rainbows. So, but you gotta be willing to do it, man. It's the price of doing business.
Yeah. Gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
But are you saying that, like, your daughter, who is 2,
mm-hmm.
right?
And also the most beautiful little girl you've ever seen.
But you're saying that you already have it where, are you saying you can just give her a look and she knows? Like, is it there yet?
I say we're about 75%
like, she knows she's fucking
there.
up if you give her a look.
Yeah, she's about 75% there. And if I tell her to stop doing something and doesn't stop doing it, and I get up, oh, she's darting away from whatever she was doing that she wasn't supposed to be doing.
Damn.
Oh yeah. You train them right now, man. You don't have to worry about it later. You guys just have an understanding.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's the area I'm in. Sometimes I just see kids and I'm like, damn.
It's everywhere.
I would whip that nigga's ass. Like, there's no tomorrow.
It's everywhere, yo. Like it's not just where you are. It's where I am. It's where we're not. Like, there's shitty parents all over the place, and there's just kids that just are fucking bad, that just won't get it. And those are the ones that fill up our penitentiaries. So yeah, it's
25 to life.
Yes. So hey, it's not easy, man, but it's worth it. So D Stu, you've got at least 18 years, and it's gonna go by quickly, bro. So enjoy every single day with that beautiful baby boy of yours.
Yeah, and put well, don't put a football in there, but
Either give him a baseball bat or a basketball. Although you might need his uncle's Uncle Tin Man to actually teach him how to play hoop, because he ain't gonna really learn that from his daddy. So hit me up anytime. I got you.
Shots fired.
Hey, do something, D Stu. Do something, yo. You know what time it is, homie.
And that's how the Fried Bologna one-on-one tournament started, guys. Shit. Damn. That was some Michael Jordan shit.
Oh, hey, man. I'm not just talking shit. He knows what's up. It's all good.
I don't know, man. These two had low-key game, man.
That's cool. I had high-key game.
Oh, shit. We got to set this up now.
Anyway, moving along. I could talk shit about hoop all day, especially the D Stu. There's a couple more things I really want to talk about. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, let's handle yours first.
Just speaking of hoop, we gotta on a sad note, we gotta say R.I.P. to Rasual Butler and his wife. In a car accident. That shit was crazy.
Tragic, man. You know, it's always tough when, we love hoop. We got love for all hoopers, even the ones we don't like. I'm not saying Rasual was someone we didn't like, but it's sad that people in the sport that we love the most, they have an untimely death, like something like a car accident. Like, that sucks. That's a heinous way to die.
Yeah.
And I feel I couldn't be more sorry for his family and his friends, everybody that loved him, his fans. Like, it sucks, man.
Yeah, man. Only I think it was only 38, 39.
Yeah.
Nuts, man.
That's rough.
And then let's move on to what you're talking about, because we can push this to the next episode. I got a beef with Michael Jordan, but we'll wait. That'll be the next call.
You better watch what you say, man. So the first things first, like, this one is kind of something light. The next thing, you're going to be very shocked. So I hear they're going to make a Mr. Rogers movie, and none other than Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers. I couldn't be more excited for this movie, and I love me some Tom Hanks, so I can't wait to see this shit.
Gotta be honest, I support that shit 100%.
Yeah. I think every nigga in the hood wants to see the Mr. Rogers movie starring Tom Hanks.
Mr. Rodgers was that dude, man.
Yeah.
And I think Tommy's the perfect guy to play that shit. Yeah.
Hey, but part of me though,
Tom Hanks.
Part of me kind of wants Mr. Rogers, the Mr. Rogers we didn't see. Part of me wants him to have been like a motherfucker out here in these streets. Like how Wayne Brady kind of was in that episode of Chappelle's Show. Or do you remember, did you ever watch In Living Color?
Yeah.
One of the greatest shows of all time. One of the greatest sketch comedies of all time. But do you remember that skit they had where Jim Carrey was playing Mr. Rogers? And he was at a video store and he was renting pornos and knocking the movies off the shelf and harassing these women and robbing the cashier and punched Jamie Foxx in the face, and Jamie Foxx said, and Mr. Rogers kicked my ass. Do you remember that skit?
I do remember that shit. Yeah, I remember that.
I hope, part of me hopes, like, that was the real Mr. Rogers. Like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, I obviously want him to be just as good a guy off camera as he was on camera, but for an entertaining movie, for the legend of Mr. Rodgers. I kind of want Mr. Rodgers to be somewhat of a badass, asshole, dick, legend kind of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, shit. Hey, TBD. We don't know what Tommy's cooking up.
Tom Hanks is such a brilliant actor. I fucks with Tom Hanks heavy. Shouts out to Wilson. We still miss you. Shouts out to Jenny, even though you fucked over my boy Forrest. Yeah. Shouts out to Sully and all those people on that flight too. Like, yo, I fucks with Tom Hanks.
Fucking Sully, yeah. Save Private Ryan.
Yeah.
He's a fucking school teacher, you know? Yeah. He's one of the goats, man.
Yeah, he really is, man. So versatile. Cloud Atlas was a good movie, even though it was long and I don't remember much of it. I remember being so enthralled as it was on. Although it was high too, so that's probably why I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I've had that movie for 4 years now. Still have yet to watch that shit.
Hey man,
Damn.
My girl Hallie was in that shit too, and can't say enough about her.
Oh, you think I don't know? Yeah. Shouts to Hallie. Even though she's probably nuts. Shouts out to Hallie.
Hey, there's some shit you gotta eat, and I think I'd eat that shit. Metaphorically speaking.
I mean, hey man, that's the same thing David Justice said. It's the same thing Wesley said.
Yeah. I would only eat that shit for a little while. I gotta be honest. Like I'm that shit would start tasting bad after a while. So, but I would like to believe that Hallie was just misunderstood in those relationships. It was just a bad fit. And she's just waiting for a guy like me, to pull up on her and sweep her off her feet. Shouts out to you, you beautiful woman.
But the only thing is, when it comes to Hallie, no one is topping the OG Billy Bob Thornton.
We're not going there. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
He could just say, bruh,
no. I'm not listening to this. We ain't doing that.
Got him.
Nah, we ain't doing that,
That's when Billy Bob became a legend.
Nope. We ain't doing it.
And he got Angelina Jolie. He got prime Angelina Jolie, bruh.
Yeah, because she fell off when she got with
legend.
Brad Pitt. I don't care what nobody says. She fell off. Like, Mr. and Mrs. Smith was the last movie she looked remotely sexy. And it was just all downhill from there.
But it don't matter, because when you talking about prime Tomb Raider shit, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot, and I randomly, it was on TV one day, and I was like, oh my God, prime Tomb Raider? Bruh. She was about that life, man.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to the shocking thing that I want to talk to you about. And I came to this conclusion today, actually. We talk about Cardi B. We've talked about her. And we both agree that we can't get down with her music. And we both we don't get it. This whole Cardi B wave and why people are going out of their way supporting her and liking her and all this other kind of shit. What I'm about to tell you might startle you. Although I still cannot fuck with Cardi B's music. Like, not at all.
Oh.
I can't.
What are you about to tell me?
I get why motherfuckers like her. And I'm starting to come around. Cardi B is actually kind of funny. Cardi B is real. She just be saying whatever pops into her mind, and it is very authentic. I find myself a little happier when I see a Cardi B interview. Like when she was doing that Fire and Fury reading at the Grammys, even though I don't fuck with the Grammys, didn't watch it, I did see that clip. Like, that shit had me laughing. When she was on the red carpet, when she says she's nervous, she has butterflies in her stomach and her vagina, that was so funny. And you could see she was actually genuinely nervous. Because she really does feel like she shouldn't be here and is very grateful that she is. So, you know, for that, yo, I can't hate on that at all, man. I fuck with it. And Cardi B, although I can't fuck with your music, I fuck with you.
Okay, let me I feel like I'm taking like the deep breath Skip Bayless takes before he disagrees with Shannon. Okay, where to begin? Okay, I see where you're coming from. I get it. I agree with you in the sense that she's genuine as fuck. She keeps it real. Okay. However, the crowning of of Cardi B is hip hop's new queen. It kind, for me, it overshadows all that shit.
And I understand. I was where you were, so I get it.
Yeah, I actually, that's the one thing I really do like about her is she keeps it real. And to be honest, if we were kicking it with her or, you know, we had her on a show, it'd be dope as fuck. I just can't stand by, you know, people on Instagram gassing her up, acting like she's on some Lauryn Hill shit. Understand
I agree.
this. Yeah, we live in a time where it's like, you know, there's thousands of people going viral every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you hit, it's magnified times 20. And this is what we're experiencing. I just feel bad for people that are really putting their life into the craft. And they're not getting any fucking type of notoriety or fame or fortune or just respect, just because they don't have this over the top, flamboyant.
They're not having a moment.
Personality.
Yeah, they're not having a moment. Yeah. I agree with everything you said. Yeah,
but I could understand why, you know, she's growing on you. She's real. She keeps it real.
Yeah, and
it's just gonna be interesting. Like,
she seems very genuine and sweet. Like, I'm not saying she's very approachable now because I think shit just is really crazy for her. But I think, you know, right when she started popping, I feel like she'd have been super approachable. She wouldn't big time you. Like, I just she's real and she's very appealing. I get it.
Man, well, you do know we're never gonna hear the end of this from Erica.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Erica.
Yeah,
she's gonna
I know.
Kill us for this shit.
I know. That's exactly why this she's gonna have to wait for an hour and 15 minutes into this podcast to hear it, and it's not going in the title. This is
well played.
Yeah, this is not gonna be. Erica, don't waste your time tweeting at us. I get it. You have a big smile on your face right now, and this really surprised you. You're clapping. I don't want to hear it. What do you want to hear? Oh, you were right. All right, you were right. Fuck it.
You were right, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
that's the best we can do.
You're not
kinda,
welcome
sorta,
back on the show, by the way. So you don't get a "I told you so" moment or nothing like that out of this.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we keep it real as fuck, man. What other podcast show talk shit about their callers? Think about that shit.
I don't know one.
To the people that listen and call into the show. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a fan, and we're doing our best to make her not listen anymore. That is hilarious. No, I don't know any of the podcasts like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we keeps it real around here.
Goddamn right.
So we're at the hour 20 mark, bro.
We are.
Damn.
But there was a lot on my mind this week, so I have one more thing to talk about. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but I know you're a movie fan. And I'm a movie fan too. We may our opinions might differ on a lot of things, but I think we can agree on this one subject. So my daughter loves watching movies. One of her favorite movies is Wizard of Oz, and lately it's been Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Two of my favorite movies of all time. Devoid of Negroes in both of those movies. But I still love these movies, even though there's only white people in these movies. And it goes against everything I said earlier in the podcast about Black History Month. So anyway, I love Wizard of Oz, love Willy Wonka, and I'm not sure if you remember, but back in like 2000 and maybe 5 or 6, they remade Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, starring Johnny Depp and some other actors. That my gripe right now is there's just movies that you should not remake. And Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is one of them. Johnny Depp did a horrible job recreating Willy Wonka. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, I've watched this movie a lot. I watched, the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, one that's made back in the 70s. I watched it a lot in the last couple weeks. And Willy Wonka was an eccentric guy, but he was not a weird guy. He was just a little eccentric. He did things a little out of the ordinary. Some things were made you scratch your head a little bit, but he was a pretty normal guy. This Johnny Depp Willy Wonka was fucking weird. And he didn't have to be. His interpretation of the character was awful. There was too many CGI parts. Like, the Oompa Loompas were fucking terrible. It was one guy that they digitally imposed all over the movie. The Oompa Loompa songs were terrible in comparison. You can barely hear the lyrics because the music is too loud. And then I'll go to The Wizard of Oz. They decided to make a prequel to it with James Franco as the wizard. It was fucking terrible. Like,
that seems like an odd choice.
There are certain movies that you just can't remake. Now, there are some movies that can be made that you remake and it actually turns out to be better. It's very rare that happens. But you can't remake movies. Like, if they try to remake Back to the Future, everybody who stars in that movie should collectively kill themselves for even auditioning to be in that movie or taking that role. You should know better than try to remake classics. You don't do that. And if you do it, you better bring the noise.
I gotta agree there. Yeah, man. I didn't watch the Johnny Depp movie, the remake.
Don't bother.
But yeah, like I do recall seeing the trailer for it, and yeah, I was kind of on the same page. Like, the original Willy Wonka, he just seemed like an odd dude. Like, on some shit like, oh, I put ketchup on my pancakes, some shit like that. He's just weird, odd dude. But the Johnny Depp version was like, no, I actually have bodies in the closet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was
right.
On some, like, I don't know if this nigga is really making candy in this motherfucker or he's murdering motherfuckers in here. It just seemed too almost creepy, like too dark. So I'm with you there. Definitely don't support that remake of The Wizard of Oz with James fucking Franco. That's random as fuck. That might be one of the most random things I've heard in a long time. But at the end of the day, now it's all about fucking the money. They don't even care about like doing justice on the original. It's just like, fuck it, we're just gonna turn everything around and just revamp everything. There's no hint of like we're trying to pay homage to the old school movie. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, they're it's like there's no heart in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
And yeah, I'm they need to stop doing it. Like, I think the Star Trek reboot is great. I think they're doing that right. I'm not a Trekkie. So if I'm insulting someone who can go back and tell me why it was better, I will appeal to your expertise. But for me, these new Star Trek movies are pretty good movies without any real prior knowledge to the show. I hear they're thinking about redoing The Matrix. As a lover of the Matrix trilogies, the Matrices, I guess, if that's the proper way to say it. I loved him. I loved Keanu Reeves. I loved Lawrence Fishburne. I think that trilogy was great. If they redo it, it's going to be terrible. Although I will see it, because I got to see it just to say how terrible it is. Which leads me to the very, very, very last thing I'm going to say. I reserved my tickets to see Black Panther on February 20th. I know that's a little while after it comes out, but I don't like seeing movies too close to the release date because I don't like crowded theaters. But I reserved my seat. I reserved my ticket. Shouts out to Black Panther, Black History Month. I couldn't be more excited. This movie is going to be the biggest movie of the year. And it's a black superhero. I couldn't be more excited. This is the first like real black superhero we had since like Spawn. So I'm just so fucking juiced for this movie, yo.
Same here, but I can't let you just blatantly disrespect Wesley and forget about Blade. Shout outs out to yeah, Blade is great, and that wasn't on purpose. But the like I'm not familiar with the Blade comic book at all, and it seemed more sci-fi than comic book to me. Even though I know those genres usually kind of go hand in hand, I didn't think of it as a comic book movie. I thought it was just a movie, and they were Blade 1 was great. I think Blade 2 is pretty good. Blade trilogy, the Trinity, or whatever it was. I didn't like that, even though my boy Ryan Reynolds was in that one. I didn't like it all that much. Yeah, Trinity was trash. Yeah, but wasn't Jessica Biel in that one? Yes, she was. Jessica and Ryan Reynolds in that motherfucker, man. It was nuts. I love me some Jessica Biel. Yeah. Whew, that's a bad one. She was on Chuck and Larry. Oh my god. Yeah, people. The Adam Sandler, Kevin James movie. Her. Yeah, whew. A lot of people still sleep on her. People don't know. People don't know the truth about Jessica. Not me. Oh, yeah. I'm woke. Yeah. On Jessica Biel, that is. You won't hear me ever use that term again. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Jessica Biel, man. Shouts out to yes, Justin. Yeah, he won. I mean, he won a long time ago, but he won again. yeah. Dude's a winner, man. Nigga believes in himself. He's a winner. Yeah, all the way from the NSYNC on a fucking Disney cruise ship to marrying Jessica Biel. That man's had a life. Knocked down Britney Spears. Yeah, man. He's one of the most famous stick men out there. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hell of a life. A highly decorated one of the most decorated stick men to ever live. Shouts out to Michael Rappaport for using the stick man word. I didn't start using it until I started listening to his podcast, so I don't want to take credit for that. Oh yeah, that dude has one of the funniest shows ever, dude. Like that dude needs his own TV show, bro. He's hilarious. He's so angry when he talks. Yeah. He's angry. Everything is confrontational coming from him. But yeah, anyway, that's all. I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, man. Unless you got something else, we can go ahead and wrap this shit up. That's it, man. I'm good, man. It was a good call, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you taking the time, as always. course, bro.
And hey, and now more than ever, we're just a couple suburban hood niggas out here trying to make it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.